Hi, I'm Kendra with WTMAstrology, and today I am talking about Aries and Sagittarius relationship compatibility. So I want to make a quick note that this is a general reading of the way the two signs' energy would interact with one another. It's really not going to be very detailed. It's not going to be, really specific to you and your partner. If you wanted more information, you could get a relationship reading with me. I would go into, the very specific dynamics within your chart, how the planets are interacting, house overlays. This is just kind of a fun, more surface level interpretation. Um, Aries and Sagittarius. This is another trine aspect, as I talked about with Aries and Leo. These are both fire signs. This means that their energy works very well together. Aries is cardinal fire, and Sagittarius is mutable fire. So the energy is very similar. They work together very, very well. Now, fire is all about passion and enthusiasm. Starting new things, just passionate feelings, expressing themselves passionately. That's pretty much what fire energy is all about. It's all about that passion for, and it'll be kind of different depending on the fire sign. Sagittarius is going to have a passion for expansion and education and learning, um, travel, and then Aries is going to have more of a passion for pretty much just freaking everything because Aries kind of just needs to be passionate about whatever they're doing. It's really difficult to find a situation that Aries is completely indifferent about. They're generally going to have an opinion. They just kind of meet everything with that kind of passion, whether it's rage, whether it's over the top enthusiasm. But regardless, both of these signs are displaying high levels of passion and enthusiasm. So Aries and Sagittarius, one thing, one positive thing about this dynamic is that uh, they're both very adventurous. Again, this is about passion. They're both very adventurous signs. Aries likes to initiate, and Sagittarius can kind of add to that enthusiasm and bring the will to keep it going, to keep the party going on. um, Sagittarius isn't like a fixed sign that can really build on what Aries is putting out there, but they're going to have that enthusiasm that would kind of, you know, egg Aries on a little bit. So this dynamic is great for relationships that would be really conducive to being active together. So this pair would probably spend a lot of time outdoors together, and I've never dated a Sagittarius, but I have been best friends with a Sagittarius. Our entire childhoods, we were best friends, and most of what we did was exploring outside, imagining. Um, we would imagine entire, alternate realities and just completely put ourselves in this place of imagination. And of course, we were children. That's kind of what children do anyway, but it was like intense with us. We would go off into the woods, we would go hiking, imagine animals all around us that, aren't real animals. Like we'd draw our little, you know, our own versions of Pokemon cards and things like that. We were just all about imagination and activity. We were always going outside, always going to the river, always imagining things. It was just such a nice dynamic for that activity and that imagination. And I would, Aries, I would come up with an idea for something that we could do. And he would say, yeah, let's do it. And then, that's Sagittarius energy. They're just all gung ho, let's do it, just kind of egging Aries on. So there's just a lot of passion in this dynamic. So again, yeah, it'd be great for this couple to spend time outdoors together, to spend time imagining together. It'd probably be a wonderful dynamic for a couple who um, either travels together or maybe starts a business together, because Aries would bring that um, spark of passion and enthusiasm, and Sagittarius would bring the ideas and the imagination and the expansion. Probably some Earth some Earth planets would need to be involved in this dynamic in order to really make it have any kind of longevity, anything that this couple initiates together. But the enthusiasm would be there 100%. One potential problem with this dynamic, is that, again, without Earth aspects or Earth planets involved in this dynamic, or Saturn involved, or something like that, there can be a huge tendency to lack follow through and lack longevity. And that goes for both things that are started within the relationship and the relationship itself. Going back to the nicer things, these are both very independent types. Sagittarius and Aries are both very independent. Um, and that the nice thing about that is that they're not going to really infringe on each other too much. Aries could probably be a little demanding for Sagittarius taste, but in general, they're not going to infringe on each other too much because they understand each other's need for space. But the negative part of that is that there's going to be kind of a lack of staying power, especially if there is not, Saturn involved, if there's not, Earth planets involved in this dynamic. Um, because Aries is just so spontaneous, and they might decide to just bail on the partnership, and Sagittarius isn't going to go chasing Aries or anyone really. So Sagittarius isn't going to go chasing after Aries when Aries bails. If Sagittarius is the one who bails, then Aries is going to be like, okay, see you never, and just, hate Sagittarius for the rest of eternity. Nah, not the rest of eternity. That's not really particularly Aries, but there is going to be a bit of a lack of staying power because these two are both so independent that even if they really love each other and really want to make it work, neither one of them are super driven towards commitment naturally to begin with. So if one of them decides to bow out, there's not going to be a lot of fight going on to maintain that relationship. Unless, Sagittarius has planets in Scorpio, or Aries, may have planets in Taurus or something like that. But again, that's totally different. I'm talking about Sagittarius and Aries on the surface level. Anyway, that was my analysis of Aries and Sagittarius relationship compatibility. I really hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day.